December 7th, 2010, I came home to discover my grandfather had killed himself the night before, leaving behind a wife, a daughter, a son, and multiple grandchildren. August 30th, 2014, I got a distress call from my grandmother saying that my uncle had shot himself only an hour before, leaving behind a wife, a 9-year-old son, and many other relatives that loved him. Suicide is a rising issue in America, and I'm here to tell you that there is an alternative to suicide and how to help you or someone you know steer away from suicidal thoughts or actions. As Lynn Patrone, a woman who has struggled with suicidal thoughts, says, people who are suicidal don't want to die. They just want to end the pain. It's a black hole. Thanks to organizations and websites like asfp.org and dosomething.org and many more, I feel I'm credible enough to tell you why not to commit suicide or how to help someone who is considering suicide. Every 16.2 minutes, a suicide has occurred. That is, in 2012, there were 40,600 suicides in 1 year. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 24 to 35-year-olds and the third leading cause of death for 15 to 23-year-olds. I got that according to 11factsaboutsuicide.org. Though there are many suicides currently in the United States, the death rate is still rising. From 1999 to 2000, the death rate grew nearly 30%. U.S. News says suicide has hit the highest rate in 25 years. Suicide is rising in ages 35 to 64-year-olds due to unemployment in the economy, according to alternate.org. Though suicide is rising in 35 to 64-year-olds, teen suicide is still a pressing issue. Many teens all around us have considered suicide. According to bullyingandsuicide.org, 20% of high schoolers have considered suicide, 14% have made a plan, and 7% have attempted, resulting in 4,400 teen suicides every year. Now that I've exemplified the statistics and problems of suicide, let me show you the solution. If you struggle with suicidal thoughts, know that there is always somebody who cares for you. According to 11factsaboutsuicide.org, for every 1 suicide, there are 6 people that are affected. Suicidalhelp.org says, put away the guns or the pills or the knives or anything else that can potentially use to harm yourself, and talk to somebody, like a pastor or a friend or a teacher or anybody that you feel close to. But maybe you're not the 20% that have ever considered suicide. Then you must be the 80% who haven't. Either way, suicide affects people. When a life is lost, potential for greatness is gone. So where does the responsibility lie? Ultimately, you can't stop suicide. But maybe if given the opportunities to know the signs, we can prevent it. So what are the signs? Well, do they talk about killing themselves, being a burden, feeling trapped, or having no reason to live? Is there a change in their behavior, like increase in alcohol or drug use, giving away prized possessions, or acting recklessly? Or do they have a change in mood, like depression, rage, loss of interest, or anxiety? I found all of these on suicideprevention.org. What can you do? 1, you can recognize the signs. 2, you can ask them direct questions, like, have you ever considered giving up? Or are you thinking about suicide? And 3, tell someone and direct them to further help. I know I've already said this, but have them talk to a pastor or a friend, or you're the friend, to a pastor or a teacher or a counselor, or go to group therapy. I miss my grandpa and uncle every day, and I will always love them. But as Phil Donahue said, suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. I just wish that they would have known that their problem was only temporary, and that my whole family loved them so much. So what's my point? If you're part of the 20% who have considered suicide, please, I urge you to seek help and know that you are loved and that you have a purpose. And if you're the 80% who haven't considered suicide, then know the signs and be willing to help, because maybe you might be the difference in someone's life. Thank you. Any questions? Yes?
So if someone came to you with suicidal problems, what would be the first thing you'd do?
I would tell them that they have a purpose in life and that they are so loved, and like even if they don't feel like it, like I love them, you know, and that I know that there's so many other people who do too. And then I would probably take them to my youth pastor or somebody and have them help them further. Any other questions? Yes.
In your work, did you come across the statistic that suggests that survivors of suicide in a family member are more likely to commit suicide?
Yes, I did. I don't know the specific statistics off the top of my head, but I did see that. But I don't know it. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.